So, cells are the building blocks of our body. They make up everything in our body, our muscles, our bones, etc. Most cells have three basic parts: the nucleus, the cytoplasm, and the cell membrane. Let's take a look at an animal cell diagram below. Here it is. The nucleus is the big dot in the middle. The cytoplasm is the jelly-like substance in the cell, and the cell membrane is like the outer covering of the cell. So, let's talk about the nucleus. The nucleus controls all activities happening in the cell. And its second function is it contains hereditary information which is passed down to the next generation. So all the genetic information that is passed down is always in the nucleus. So let's take a look at the cytoplasm. The cytoplasm allows activities to happen in the cell. And it's covered by the cell membrane. We're going to talk about the cell membrane in the next slide. So now let's talk about the cell membrane. The cell membrane controls the movement of substances in and out of the cell. So basically, the cell membrane has a property that is called semi-permeable. It only allows some substances to pass through it. Let's take a look at animal cells. Animal cells consist only of the parts that I have just mentioned: the nucleus, the cytoplasm, and the cell membrane. Now let's talk about a different type of cells: leaf cells. Leaf cells have 6 basic parts: the nucleus, the cytoplasm, the cell membrane, the cell wall, chloroplast, and the vacuole. Here's a diagram of it. Now let's talk about the part cell wall. The cell wall gives the plant cell its shape so that the plant cell will not burst when it takes in too much water. As leaf cells do not take in water, they get water from the roots of the plant. So, if they take too much water, the cell wall will prevent the cell from bursting. Let's see chloroplast. Chloroplasts contain chlorophyll. Chlorophyll is the green pigmentation that traps sunlight to photosynthesize. If you don't know, photosynthesizing is basically a plant's way of making its own food. Now, let's take a look at the vacuole. The vacuole is just a storage space. It stores glucose. If you don't know, glucose is like the plant's type of food that it makes. Now let's talk about another type of cell: root cells. Root cells have 5 basic parts: nucleus, cytoplasm, cell membrane, cell wall, and vacuole. They do not need chloroplasts as they are buried deep in the ground and cannot trap sunlight. The leaf cells already have chloroplasts and they trap sunlight, so the roots do not need to trap sunlight. Now let's talk about unicellular organisms and multicellular organisms. A unicellular organism and a multicellular organism. A unicellular organism only has one cell. Example, Paramecium. However, a multicellular organism has many cells. For example, a rabbit is a multicellular organism. Thank you everyone for taking the time to watch today's video. See you next time.